Hello students, I am going to start the same topic, that is domain and range, the chapter number 2, relation and function. Very simple topic, correct? Now we start question, and the question of this domain and range, suppose 1 by root x minus 1, find the domain, and you know that in the radicand that quantity is always positive. This quantity is always positive, so therefore you can say x minus 1 greater than 0, not equal to 0, because you know that in the denominator, if the denominator is 0, it means function not defined. If the denominator is 0, then the function is not defined. Therefore you can say x greater than 1. X greater than 1, this is 1 and this is infinity and this is minus infinity. Greater than 1 means this portion. So therefore domain of this function, you can say 1 to infinity. Domain of this function 1 to infinity. Clear? Next, this is chapter number 2, domain and range. Domain and range. Question, second question. F of x is equal to x square upon x square plus 1. X belongs to real. This question belongs to the miscellaneous exercise, question number 6. Very important question, very difficult. Now firstly tell me the domain of this function. Domain of this function is R means real number. Domain of this function is R. Clear? Then now we want to find range. We want to find the range of this function. Therefore you can write here, in place of f of x you can write y, x square upon x square plus 1. There are 2-3 methods of solving these questions. I solve this question with the help of 2 methods. You know that x square is less than x square plus 1. Numerator is always less than this. In this question the situation is like that. X square is always less than x square plus 1. So you can say y less than 1. Y less than 1. When you put here 3 square 9 by 10. When you put here 5 square 25 upon 26, that is less than 1. It means if you put any value, any real value, the result is always less than 1. Therefore you can say y less than 1. And you know that x square greater than equal to 0. X square greater than equal to 0. So overall you can say x square by x square plus 1 greater than equal to 0, or you can say y greater than 0. So if I combine these two results, the answer is 0 to 1. This is the answer. You can check this point, because you know that the square of any real number always greater than equal to 0. Okay? When you put 0, this result is 0. Otherwise, a result is positive real number. The second method of this question, this is the first method. Second method, second method of this question, put y is equal to x square by x square plus 1, cross multiply y x square plus y is equal to x square. Now shift those terms containing x to the left hand side. Y x square minus x square is equal to minus y. You can write like this. You can check. Clear? Now take x square common. X square common. That is y minus 1 is equal to minus y is equal to minus y. Therefore, x square is equal to minus y upon y minus 1. Y minus 1. Taking square root both sides. Taking square root both sides, that is x is equal to root minus y upon y minus 1. Here, and you know that square root of real number always positive. This term always positive. This term. So you can say minus y by y minus 1 always greater than equal to 0. Always greater than equal to 0. Right? But in this method, the coefficient of y should be positive. But in this method, the coefficient of y should be positive. For this, multiplying both sides by minus 1. Multiplying both sides by minus 1. And we know that in linear inequality, if we multiply both sides by minus 1 or divide both sides by minus 1, then the sign of linear inequality change. Therefore, you can say y upon y minus 1 less than equal to 0. Clear? Less than equal to 0. So therefore, now multiplying both sides by y minus 1 whole square. This term, multiplying both sides by y minus 1 whole square. Because y minus 1 whole square, it means positive term. When we multiply both sides with a positive term, then the sign of linear inequality does not change. Clear? Y minus 1 whole square. When you multiply, that is y into y minus 1 less than equal to 0. Right? And the critical point, for critical point, put y is equal to 0 and y minus 1 is equal to 0. So here y is equal to 1. Again this point, put y is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. Put y minus 1 is equal to 0, it means y is equal to 1. So there are two critical points, 0 and here 1. 0 and 1. And this is minus infinity and this is infinity. Clear? Now put any value from this interval 1 to infinity. 1 to infinity, you can choose any value, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can choose any value. Suppose I choose the value of y is 2. If I choose 2, y is equal to 2. So put here y is equal to 2. Put here y is equal to 2 into 2 minus 1. 1. It means that is less than equal to 0. 2 less than equal to 0. It is true or false? 2 less than 0. It is true or false? It is false. So there you can say this interval not belongs to the function. Now you can choose any value from this interval 0 to 1. You can choose any value. Suppose I choose half 1 by 2. Put here 1 by 2, 1 by 2, and 1 by 2 minus 1, that is minus 1 by 2, that is minus 1 by 4, minus 1 by 4 less than equal to 0. It is true or false? So minus 1 by 4 less than 0, it is true. If it is true, then this interval satisfy the given function. Similarly, you can choose any value from this interval. Suppose I take minus 1. You can choose any value, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, etc. If you put here minus 1, that is minus 1 into, that is minus 1 into minus 1, that is minus 2 less than equal to 0. It means 2 less than equal to 0. This is false. This is also false. It means only one interval will satisfy our function, that is 0 to 1. The answer of this question, 0 to 1. 0 to 1, right? Here open interval. Here open interval, because we can't take the value y equal to 1. 1 is not included. If 1 is included, then 1 minus 1, 0. So something by 0 not defined. Very important question, point of this question. So here is open interval and here is closed interval. Closed interval why? Because the value of x 0 lies in this interval. When you put x equal to 0, the result is 0. Yeah. This is the second method of this question. Clear? Next question of dominant range, third question, that is f of x is equal to x square minus 1. X square minus 1. Find the domain and range. Domain, you know, that is all real number. You can put any value. But for range, put f of x is equal to y, x square minus 1, x square is equal to y plus 1, x square is equal to y plus 1. Therefore, x is equal to root y plus 1. X is equal to root y plus 1. And you know that y plus 1 always greater than or equal to 0. The function which lies in the root, that always positive for the real function, because you know that if we take negative value here, then it become complex number, not real. So here this value always greater than or equal to 0. Y plus 1 always greater than or equal to 0. Therefore you can say y greater than minus 1. Y greater than minus 1. So you can say minus 1, infinity, minus infinity. So greater than minus 1 means this portion. So your range that is minus 1 to infinity. This is the answer. when you put here 0, half of x equal to 0, the result is -1. The result is -1. Clear? So therefore the range of this question is -1 to infinity. Similarly, you can solve it one more question, that is f of x is equal to x plus 3 upon x minus 4. Domain, you know, domain all real number except 4, because you know that in rational function denominator is not equal to 0. Denominator is not equal to 0. Correct? Denominator is not equal to 0. The domain all real number except. Clear? The range you can find with the help of y. Thank you. Revise this chapter.